Now that nip is only 2 to 3 millimeters. If you're not sure what 2 to 3 millimeters looks like, please check on the rulers which are in the tool cupboard. I'm going to estimate it, probably about that much, and I'm going to grab it with this pair of pliers that has got no grips on the jaw, just at the back part of the jaw. Right, so I'm going to grab it there. The reason why I don't want the grip in there is the brass is so soft that it's inclined to press into the brass. Now watch what I do here now. I press this down really hard with my thumb so that I've got a 90-degree bend in there. Do you all see that?
Yes.
I'm going to call that a nip. Now here is the tricky part. I have to estimate, I don't have my pen here, I have to estimate halfway between that bend where our nip is and the other bend on the other side, the gentle one that you've put in. And then I'm going to hold that mark where I think we're about halfway. Right, this is where it gets tricky. I'm going to fold it 90 degrees again. Now watch what we do now. It gets difficult. You see that bend over there? Right? It's sticking out past the band. I've got to bend the end of the nip so it goes underneath. The nip must touch the band there. Right, watching carefully. This is not easy. As I bend it over, I've got to steer it to the left or the right so that it lands there. Do you see that where it's landed? It's not landed out in midair somewhere where it forms a hook ready to catch somebody. And I'm going to give it a slight pinch. This is step number 4. Just to close the gap there. So I don't flatten it. Just give it a slight pinch with the pliers so that that gap is closed. Right, let's have a look at this drawing just here quickly. Right, so step number 1 was to create that nip. Right, step number 2 was to bend at the halfway mark. So the halfway mark is halfway between that bend of yours there and the bend in the nip. Step number 3 was to push the rest over using your thumb and steering it so that the end of the nip comes back onto the brass. It can't stick out in midair. Once we've got that right, then we need to close the gap. If you find that you have got your bend out in midair somewhere, then you can grab the end of the brass like this with the long nose pliers and you bend it slightly this way or that way. There must be no gap over there because that's inclined to snag things. And then you simply repeat exactly the same step on the other side. Remember, both of these go over the top and get bent around. How long is the nip? How long is a nip, Jazz? 2 to 3 millimeters. What do you do if you cannot estimate 2 to 3 millimeters? You grab a ruler. Which side do you use? The imperial side in inches or the metric side in millimeters?
Metric.
Metric. All right, 3 millimeters. Off you go.